Hey, Daily Dosers, how's it going? My name is Travis Sybert. I'm one of the pastors here at North Coast Church. And, it's interesting, but sometimes we get nicknames because of something embarrassing we've done. And I remember my younger brother, when I was younger in ministry, he gave me the nickname Tiramisu Terror. And you're like, okay, that's an interesting name. But I got the name because I love tiramisu. And we were on a trip with our staff here at North Coast Church, and I remember that we were eating, and then the dessert came out, it was tiramisu, and there was so much tiramisu, but no one ate it, so I'm like, well, you can't leave tiramisu. So I remember I finished the whole tiramisu, and I am stuffed, I am not feeling good, and I remember I ended up throwing up later that day, all my tiramisu. I know, it's sad. And thus, my brother started to call me Tiramisu Terror. In fact, today, I still have a lot of my logins, if I play fantasy football, is Tiramisu Terror. And I love tiramisu, by the way, because there's something about the makeup of it. It's these lady fingers, these hard lady fingers that you now submerge them in coffee and a little bit of maybe liquor, and then they become the foundation of this tiramisu that you put the mascarpone cheese. I mean, that's the best part of it, but you can't have tiramisu without this lady fingers foundation. And today we are continuing us talking about the fruits of the Spirit. It's found in Galatians 5:22. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. And I love it, but the first thing that Paul says is the fruit of the Spirit is love. Love is actually, it's interesting, but it's the foundation. Just like the lady fingers is the foundation of tiramisu, love is the foundation of all the rest of these. You actually can't have the other parts of the fruit of the Spirit without love. It's interesting. Love is supposed to be an action. It is. We sometimes use a feeling, but it's an action. And all these are actions that if you go back to Paul's writing in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, he talks about how love is patient, love is kind, and he keeps talking about different attributes. It's an action of what love is. And then it's funny, you get to the fruit of the Spirit, and there are all these things that really come back to love. Love is the foundation. When the Holy Spirit comes in your life and he's starting to work inside your life, you start to have fruit. And the first one, the foundation really is love. I mean, it really comes from 1 John, how we love because he loved us first. And that is the foundation. And what happens in this foundation comes where we start to love first. It's an unconditional love. It's an action. It's a love that even though people don't treat us right, even though people don't love us back sometimes, or people don't start with it, we start with this unconditional love because that is the Holy Spirit working inside of us. This weekend, Chris talked about you got to start changing the way you think, the way you act. Guess what? The Holy Spirit comes into your life. You start to act differently. And the Holy Spirit comes in and you start to love people unconditionally. And what I want to do is just challenge you. Challenge you, is the Holy Spirit working in your life? Or is there some ways that you need to start loving people more unconditionally? And unconditional means there's no strings attached. It means that, yes, maybe someone was a jerk to you. Maybe someone didn't deserve your kindness. Someone didn't deserve your love. They didn't deserve how you're going to respond. But you, because you're filled with the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit's kind of nodding you and pushing, going, hey, maybe this is the time to love differently. But I want to challenge you today, start loving more unconditionally. Maybe start with love, because that's the beginning of the Holy Spirit working in our lives. Thank you so much today, Daily Dosers. We'll see you.